both of you.
I know you would have.
Both of them.
I know you would have, but you know it.
And I had read where some people said that they thought that she went a little easy on Trump and allowed him to overpower the debate.
I don't think. You know what? Everybody said he was a little bit more calmer. I don't believe. I mean, well, hey.
He had his Prozac.
Right. So. No, the thing about it is like this is not my fault. This is not my fault. This is not my fault. Let me. I thought somebody's calling me trying to sell me auto insurance.
Auto insurance.
Yes, scam likely. But speaking of phone calls, I gotta make.
Why is it not on vibrate?
I put it on. Thought I put it on vibrate. It's on silent right now.
That's how many y'all killed her today.
I don't.
It's all over the place.
I mean, the thing about it is like
a damn banshee.
You leave me alone right now.
I'm just saying.
Hold on for just a second. We got to make a phone call. I got to make. All right. Speaking of judicial candidates, we're going to call Assistant Coward County Prosecutor Rick Bell. So we're going to call him right now. So hold on for just a second. He at the Board of Elections. So I already plugged the phone in. So I'm just going to make this call. Yes, hello. Is this Rick Bell?
Yes, this is Richard Bell.
Yes, it is. You're with Larry H. Gardner with the Queen with the Gold, Mike J. Price, and the Human T-Rex on the headline. This is the candidate engagement forum. So how are you doing tonight?
Doing wonderful.
Okay.
Are we on air now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, terrific. Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right. So you're at the Board of Elections right now. First of all, how does it look down there?
Well, let me tell you, the line has been around the street all the way down to 30th and all the way up to the highway.
Really?
Past the highway. People are actually on the on-ramps
Again?
Be redirected. Yep, let's be redirected to go back there. Now, the line is halfway up 30th. The sheriffs are at the back end of the line because they're ready to shut off the line.
Okay. So, last ditch effort, last minute, this is the candidate engagement forum. Why should people vote for you to be the next judge? And what judicial position that you are with? Because we already know, but just explain again.
Right. This is the Common Pleas Court. This is court where I use the practice of the court. This is the court where I tried over 100 cases fighting for justice for our victims. I started out my career as a defense attorney, and I also have been in the prosecutor's office. The type of cases that I handle on the sexual assault, I handle the sexual assault against small children, and I handle all of the rape cases, those forgotten rape cases. Michelle, I've solved many, many murders using DNA, and people know me for all of those serial rapists that have connected to DNA, and I've prosecuted those. More importantly, I think we need to make sure that we prevent crime. We want to take care of those low-level offenders in a merciful, compassionate way, so we can lift people up instead of using our county jail as a prison. So I am for justice reform, restorative justice, and bail reform. I have some plans to make sure that the sentencings are fair, because we're going to keep data from day number one. These are big changes that I propose for the community. I have Marcia Fudge's support and endorsement, Dr. Yvonne Pointer, many of the pastors, and I would appreciate everybody to come down here to the Board of Elections or on Tuesday or cast your vote by mail. Hopefully this is an important election for all of us, and I appreciate everybody's support. Everybody's been so kind, so generous,
Right. Jay, you have any questions for Ms. Brett? Okay. So pretty much you said everybody cast their vote and issues and stuff like that. So, just so how are you still working the election? How are you still working your campaign before we go? Do you still need people?
Well, this is an important election, and we're working it for every single voter to make sure that every voter matters. As the voters are walking by me and filing out, they feel good. They feel very good. They're like a bird is lit. This is something that they wanted to do. This is something that they wanted to make sure that their vote counts. And the only way that you can work it is by meeting every single person individually, letting them look in your eyes, letting them know whether or not you're going to do what you're going to say.
Okay.
And I appreciate everybody doing that. So come on out if you want to vote. Come on out.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bell. I hear somebody ringing a bell in the background. Yeah. I think it's time. My virgin ears can't take it. So I will let you go, and good luck with your campaign, and good luck and Godspeed on Tuesday, the 3rd of November. Thank you very much. You too. God bless. Bye-bye. So yeah, I was the bell in the background.
Who was beeping in on your line?
I don't, you know what? It's another person. You know what? Let me find out who this is. Oh no. I don't know, but they gonna get an
They
ear.
called twice.
They gonna get
Everybody should know that the headline eyes on WNRV 108.1 every Wednesday, 6 to 8, and they should not be calling very phone. They should be tuning in.
right, tuning in.
It's all good though. It's your boy T-Rex.
All right. So yes, Dr. Montgomery, they are. Well, apparently they don't want nothing. So apparently, I gotta give a couple of shout outs to Mariah Crenshaw and Richard Montgomery for having a press conference in Euclid.
I saw that.
Yeah, so shout out to them. And yes, Dr. Montgomery, he's on my Facebook Live. They are still down there. They are going to be down there for a while. And, it's been long lines. So what is this bowl? How does this bowl for election turn out with everything being mailed in, ballots being mailed in, and things being going on?
I think people really need to be careful. I think we still need to go to the polls. I think there's just too much time in between casting your ballot until where they're actually counting them. When people say they don't trust the system, I just don't trust the system. I'm going the day of to vote. I'm casting my ballot the day of so that I know that I'm there. But people are turning out in record numbers because I think people now really understand that elections have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the confirmation of, what is her name, Amy Comey or whatever.
Right, Comey, yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
right. That to me was
But here's what I want to say to
rushed.
and everything goes back for me in a black and white perspective in this instance. Here we have the current occupant who is Caucasian.
Right.
He takes a Caucasian woman that's not qualified to be in the position that she's in, a position that she was nominated for and now confirmed for. They take care of their own.
Right.
We have African American men that are in same positions, or not the same positions, but in positions of power, that don't even think about moving their sisters in positions strategically.
Mm-hmm.
It just amazes me how they're not seeing this at all, period, point blank.
Right. I understand
Is it true that she never
No.
tried the case?
No, she
Never.
never.
And I was looking something on the internet that her, Roberts, and Kavanaugh was part of they was part of the agreement that the 2000 election was a favor for Bush. They all
Right. Well, the thing about it is it stinks to all
See how
high
they stick
heaven.
together?
It stinks to all high heaven. It's always
They stick together, but we can't. When do we start playing?
we can't even
together?
agree on who gets the last piece of chicken, let alone stick together on the issue.
But when do we start playing the game that they play?
When we stop arguing about who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, that's when we start
Yes,
getting.
yes, 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 yes.
Thank you. So we Until that, here's the thing, and I'm going to make this sports analogy for one time. Nobody says anything about Pistol Pete Maravich and Larry Bird because you don't hear no white person say who better. So it's two different eras. So why are we comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron James? And the thing about it is like everybody wants to have that conversation, but it's two different eras. Just like there's two different sets of everything as far as community. Until we stop with the petty arguments, we're not going to get to the root of the problem. Now, that's my opinion. We never get to the root of a problem because we're too busy arguing over petty stuff. I don't care who's better. It doesn't matter to me.
Can we just put that same energy into changing
Thank you.
our prospective communities? Can we just take that same energy that we're sitting here debating between is Michael Jordan better or is LeBron James better or is Kobe? Was Kobe better? If we take that same energy in educating our children and protecting the women and children in our black community, then will we start to see a change. And black men stop hating and stop killing each other.
Yeah, that too. And stop. I had to make this post yesterday.
Which one?
This is the HIV post. If you think that HIV, AIDS, and the pandemic are fake, you just need to unfriend me. I don't need to talk to you. I really don't, because everything around you is fake. Fake this, fake that, this is fake, and you don't believe anything. You're running with the narrative, and and you're complaining, but at the same time, are you I never said that I don't not participate. I participate in voting, but everything else in the community that I participate in, including bringing community leaders and people on this show. So you can be active. You can also be an active voter and be active, do activism and everything else. Even though you might not think that your vote doesn't matter, it usually does, especially in the local, state, judicial elections, period, and city council. If you're the thing about it is like, what does voting matter? I don't want to stand down no long lines and in the rain and yada, yada, yada. But yet you want to complain about city council people. See, the reason why I talk with Jay about city council, she talks about city council people, is she participates in the process along with the activism and work that she does.
And if there's anybody in Ward 2 that's thinking about running for city council, call me.
Okay. And that as well. So the thing about it is like, if you're just not activated, if somebody want to complain about council people everywhere, but don't want to do anything or run against or put up the money to put up for their opponent in that particular race, what exactly are you doing? Absolutely nothing. And the thing about it is, instead of complaining on my post about, I'm not a decision maker, I'm not a policy maker. I'm a journalist, I'm a media show host until I run for something. And I might or might not, it all depends on the next couple of years. But if you're not running for something, if you're not participating in the process, if you're just making all these dumbass statements, and I know we got people coming or calling in, I don't care. You making all these dumbass statements and all these conspiracy theories. Oh, by the way, the QAnon conspiracy about Anger Kranji, the blood drinking of babies and stuff like that is absolutely false. And stop making this and stop listening to this stuff and running around. What? You ain't never heard of this conspiracy theory?
Which one was that?
Celebrities drink babies' human blood to keep themselves younger. And they're part of the Democratic Party and part of Google, and they all have 5G in their houses. Yeah.
It's on Google. It must be true.
You know how much false information is on this social media?
No, it's on Google. It must.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can Google it, it's true.
If you can Google it, by whose standards?
I mean, that's what they say, right? I mean,
why are we? Here's the thing: when you just because somebody puts something on YouTube does that make it true? That's the reason why African American men are voting for Trump, because he's releasing all the innocent. There's no such thing as a Democratic pedophile ring.
who said that?
Oh, that's the other conspiracy theory.
Is that the one with the what is it, Wayfair or something?
That's the other one.
I heard about the Wayfair.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah. So meanwhile, everybody's spinning their wheels on why not to vote by at the same time or talking about this. You know that the more that by the way, 50 Cent has rescinded his Trump claim.
Yeah, it's too late.
Whoops. After he got blasted by Black Twitter. I knew that Black Twitter, social media, other people. Yeah, it's you.
So what was Power's numbers this past weekend? Anybody know?
Power wasn't on. Power don't come back. It wasn't on. They're going to come back on until December.
For like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
No, okay.
So, yeah,
Show 5 episodes.
Is that it?
that's it.
And then we try to get some money.
No, it probably won't come in. Yeah. So I mean, it's too late. It's too late, Biddy. You know, you said you was gonna leave the country if Trump didn't win. So pack your shit and get out.
Okay.
Bye.
Wow.
Good
Okay.
day.
Good day.
Leave ya.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. So, you know what? I'm going to make another call.
Who you calling now?
We're going to call somebody after the break. So, this is a smooth jazz number that I picked up, so we can listen to some smooth music. We're going to call a couple of candidates afterwards.
Who we calling?
We calling Lisa Forbes
Okay.
and probably Judge Wanda Jones.
Okay.
So we going to call them. When we call them, this is the Headline Eye, the candidate election forum. We'll be right back. Larry H. Gardner, the Queen with the Gold Mike, the Human T-Rex. We'll be right back. All these, you ain't hear about all these conspiracy things and all this stuff going on?
No, I heard about older people drinking younger people's blood so they can stay young.
How old are you?
11.
Smart 11-year-old.
No, I'm not.
How is that true?
It's true. I say some crazy doctor.
Boo.
I don't have time.
And we also have the notice.
These people, they just doing too much, man.
They act like they're doing too much, but not doing
And
enough.
Rick know he don't sit well with me no more. You know that. That's why he's kind of quiet.
He said, hey, Jay, how you doing?
Right.
Hello, everyone. My name's not Larry. Larry is... And, yeah, Miss J is also gone, too. But if you want to talk to me, I'm Joshua.
Hold on, I'm gonna get her and switch. I had to switch the song.
Y'all just went to the break room and got some snack.
I went to skiing.
Not really
What's up, y'all? This
snacking.
is Larry H. Gardner of the new show, The Headline Eye, coming at you every single
Miss J.
Wednesday from 6 to
Son,
8 p.m.
someone told you, hey.
Talking about hot subjects.
Someone said,
spitting
hey.
Hot fire on WNR
Larry be leaving his live on.
101.1.
Yeah, I know, right?
On your nerve.
It said, Natalie said, hey Larry and hey Jay.
Hey, Natalie.
You can catch me every Wednesday from 6 until 8 p.m.
She said, hey.
108.1.
You gonna sit in my chair?
Yep.
Rage. Why you leaving your live on? You about to come right back. What's up, Natalie? Hey, Natalie. Natalie be on both our lives for real. I love Natalie, man. Excuse me. Could you give me a water with one of them packets? It doesn't matter which one. Thank you. Is that your relative? You just helping out.
What do you look like?
He look like one of your sons. Huh? That's Foster's son? Really?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. He gotta give me some water. I'll be right back. You're a good kid.
You got about 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Good little boy. Good young man. Excuse me, I ain't say little boy. He went to give me some water. He's good. Well mannered, intelligent. We love you, Natalie.
Natalie's been in the show?
Yeah, she been on the show.
This packing good.
You gotta keep that door closed.
Leave that door closed. You just in the live, huh?
Yep.
All right?
Yeah.
Yummy.
Shit.
Woo! We're back. The headline One Nation Under the Groove by Parliament's Funkadelic. Yeah, Parliament. That's the funk gods. Funkadelic. I think that I got conceived off of a Funkadelic song. That's what my father told me. Yeah, I don't even want to know.
TMI.
Anyway. So we're going to call.
Who we go? One.
First of all, we're going to call. Let me see if Judge Wanda Jones answers this call.
Does she know you're calling?
No.
You didn't do anything to tell? You just decided you're going to surprise her.
I'm just going to call. See what's up. Yes, I'm going to do that right now.
You know people don't like surprise.
Yes. I'm just waiting. I'm going to give it a couple of rings and then. Because they want to come. All right, so we're going to try. Lisa Forbes actually texted me, so I'm going to go try her.
How many minutes?
We're giving Lisa 5.
Put the timer.
I ain't call her first yet. Hey, as soon as she picks up.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
So when she pick up,
It's
time
a joke.
Hello, is this Lisa Forbes? Okay. Hi, Lisa. This is Larry Gardner with the headline You're actually on air with us right now. We decided to call you and thank you for texting me. How are you?
Oh, tremendous. I'm great, thank you. I am great. Democracy is alive and very well
Man.
here in Cuyahoga County.
So, are you at the Board of Elections as well?
I was. I just now left. I just hopped in my car.
Seems like everybody's down there deliberating tonight. So I understand that we're rounding third, heading home as far as this election cycle. So give us a reason why voters should vote for Lisa Forbes for judge.
Voters should vote for Lisa Forbes for judge because the Court of Appeals is the last stop for justice here in Cuyahoga County. It is of course, we do have a Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court picks and chooses the cases it hears, and it hears but a tiny fraction, 3 or 5% of the cases that people ask it to hear. So when I say that the Cuyahoga County Court of Appeals is the last stop for justice, that's what I mean. So the people of Cuyahoga County need a judge who sits on that bench who has experience dealing with the kinds of courtroom issues that come before the Court of Appeals, and also experience with living in this community with a broad range of different aspects of our community, so that the decisions from the court, the decisions from the judge, are not only legally correct, but also fair and just. And I have that experience. In fact, I'm the only candidate in my race that has that experience. For 28 years, I've been a courtroom lawyer, and for decades, I have been an active participant in our community doing things like voter protection, ensuring that everybody who wants to vote can vote, to make sure that our elections are free and fair, and doing things like volunteering at the Centers for Families and Children and Circle Health to make sure that those organizations can provide Head Start, job training, and high-quality health care
Right.
to some of the most vulnerable members of our community.
All
I'm
right.
going to take all those experiences, roll them up, and bring most importantly, my legal expertise with courtroom issues to the court to do justice for the people of Cuyahoga County.
All right. That sounds great. So, Lisa, but we're about to let you go, but please make it home safely. You enjoy your night. Good luck and Godspeed to you all the way up until November 3rd, okay?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Larry. And to all those listeners out there who haven't yet voted, please be sure to do so. This is an important election, and there are so many ways to vote. Come down to the Board of Elections early, vote on election day, or if you still have a mail-in ballot, either put it in the mail or bring it down to the Board of Elections yourself. It's exciting down at the Board of Elections because so many people are voting every day.
All right.
So thanks a lot, Larry, for this last-minute opportunity to speak to the people of Cuyahoga County and also to speak with you. It's always great to hear from you, Larry.
All right. Thank you.
Stay safe and be well.
You too. Thank you very much. You have a great night. So we are, like I said,
Who just called you?
yeah, somebody from volunteering for Joe Biden calling me. And like, what is going on? Why am I getting all,
Who's that?
I don't know. And that was, let me see.
When you were younger.
Okay. That's actually, he's looking at a picture of my son. So I'm going to call this person back to see what they want. I'm going to have fun today. Getting on my nerves right now. Y'all calling my phone. I'm trying to talk to a candidate. Y'all want to call me? Yeah, okay, yeah. Gotcha. So, like I said, we have judicial candidates coming. We have other things that are going on besides the presidential election. But we also have council people. We also have Congress.
Council's next year.
I mean Congress people. State representatives. It's Terrence Upchurch, I think, and Juanita Brent. So, you know, there's a whole bunch. Are they running unopposed?
And some county council too.
Some county council.
If I remember correctly.
So are they running let me see something. I'm going to look at the BOE report.
Who's running? I think Terrence is running unopposed. I think Juanita Brent's running unopposed too.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up the Board of Elections report. I'm trying to see something here. I want to see how many, because what I was told,
What were you told?
I was told that there's been a lot more absentee ballots that have been turned in. I think it's like close to 200,000, more than the 2016 election. How do you think? What do you think about that?
The thing of it is that I just hope they're all counted. I hope we don't have a debacle that we had in 16 with the electoral college and the popular vote. That's the issue. That's my concern.
Well, it's definitely gonna happen again. That's why I'm so upset with everybody. They showed y'all in 2016
The electoral college.
that the popular vote, that
Doesn't matter.
everybody voted for Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
2020, everybody's voting for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know any electorals?
You know, that's the thing. And there's been conversations, you know, the electoral college has been kind of quiet.
You know anybody in the state of Ohio? There's 18 of them. Have you met one?
I applied to be in electoral college back in 16, but I wasn't selected.
Larry, do you know anybody?
No,
Okay.
you're not supposed to though.
I mean, it's public information.
It is.
It's public information. You gotta know the law. That's what I'm saying. Y'all talk about this Biden, this Trump. Y'all don't know nothing.
What?
I mean, I'm just talking
You're not talking about
the general population.
Yeah.
The general population.
The electoral, that's the only
That's
issue
what matters.
Right.
that I'm having is that what role will the electoral college play?
And to this day, we don't know. Like, our popular vote is supposed to influence the electorals.
It's supposed to explain.
That's what they say, but it doesn't.
It didn't.
It doesn't. It
Yeah.
happened 4 times.
Yep.
And I can tell y'all 2020 is about to be number 5.
Let's.
I'm
I'm
gonna disagree with you.
right.
on that
Thank
one.
you. We're gonna
Because
walk
I
away
think
from
there's
that.
gonna be some change. And I think because the way the electoral college turned out this last presidential election
Right.
cycle, I think they're gonna change the way that they do things
And
because they
it
don't.
has this judge in there. This
Yeah.
is deep.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing. When people say elections have consequences, people didn't really look at the fact that this man was able to stack the Supreme Court for the rest of the
Right. Right.
Three, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Three.
He
Three.
stacked the Supreme Court.
How many Obama get?
2.
In
Two.
8 years. He get 3 in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he stacked
That was-
the Supreme Court.
Don't blame Obama. That was the Senate. That was
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, thank you.
But
But we didn't,
but
we didn't vote in 2014. so that's what happened.
exactly, this is what happens. This is what happens when they say the election has
It's the
consequences.
system, this
Yeah.
is just the same system that been running since the 1800s. And
And
they
then-
said that when we wrote the Constitution that we should change this every 25 years.
Yeah, I
Every
believe
20,
so.
25 years.
Right.
And it hasn't
30
been
at the
changed.
most.
And it hasn't been changed.
It's no different than changing and restructuring a business and doing a strategic plan for a business. It's no different because times change, people change, the laws change, and that's why it's so critical that people understand that you have to vote on your local and your state levels because those are where your laws are made that affect
Right.
the cities that you live
Cities
in.
and the states that you live in.
And you need to understand that. So people need to understand just because you're voting, in this election cycle, because it's a presidential election, the
No.
election next year is far more important because you're putting your
You're
local
directly
people-
affected.
Yeah.
In
These
the
are people that
county.
can directly affect your lives. And people don't even understand that city council is supposed to write legislation.
Here's the thing.
And they don't.
Here's the thing. Well, of
You can't
course,
ask one of them down
you
there,
can't.
What piece of legislation have y'all wrote and introduced?
Well,
What have you written?
here's the thing.
That's a part of their job
Well,
is
here's
to
the
write
thing.
legislation.
People forget about the other elections. People forget about when Obama won in 2008. We forgot in 2010 that you were supposed to vote for the House and the Senate. And guess what happened?
Exactly. And
The Senate was taken over by Republicans. That's why he can only get three nominations for judge in there, because McConnell said himself that when Obama was going to put up a nomination, he was going to do everything in his power to block it.
And it's time for him to go.
You see
It's
his
time for Mitch McConnell to go.
Do you see his?
It's time for Graham to go.
Right.
It's time for all the good old boys club to go.
And by the way, term limits should be an issue for all the House and Senate, House and Representatives, not just in this county, in this state.
And Nancy needs to go too.
For all 50 states in the Union in the United States of America. I do agree about Nancy leaving.
It's time.
It's because of the simple fact of the matter is that we have an ever-changing society, but if we don't have senators and the House and the Senate, that doesn't change with it, and they're still arguing on issues and bills that have died because they couldn't agree, then we have problems with the people. It's not the sometimes.
And I'ma tell you-
Sometimes the system needs to change, but first you have to change the people in the system to change the system altogether.
And let's not forget, if Ruth had went ahead and retired like she was going to, President Obama he could have filled that seat. Had she just moved out the way, God rest her soul, and she
Didn't want to move out the
she
way.
did a lot for women, but had she just moved out the way and got out of that seat when President Obama was in office, he would have been able to fill that seat because it had to be filled. But she chose to go on. Let's not forget that, people. Lest we not forget.
And then
And she did great things,
But-
but there's one thing that she could have done, but she didn't do it.
retire.
And that was retired.
Retired.
To give President Obama that
That,
seat so he could put
right.
somebody in there that was for the American people.
Well, the problem is that this things life like Supreme. I don't like the Supreme Court having lifetime appointments.
And Clance swore ain't in.
Clarence Thomas. We already knew about Clarence. We already knew he didn't like himself.
Clance. And we let Clarence get away with too much stuff too.
We've been
Far too long. We've been letting him get away with too much
Okay, so let me explain how many people. So according to the Ohio Board of Elections, the up to date, this is like from earlier today. Early in posting voters process today was 2,777. Ballots issued today 2,734. Total ballots issued and cast today 38,681. Take home ballots issued today 34. Take home ballots issued today 310. But it's been in the thousands ever since early voting started. Now, who does that vote favor for? Does it vote favor for Biden, or does it vote favor for Trump?
Well, in watching CNN this morning and kind of throughout the whole day,
Right.
there's some states where Joe Biden is up by 17%. There's probably no way he's going to be able to catch him in these particular states. But if Biden gets Florida, it's a wrap. If he gets Michigan,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. He has California, which has 52 electoral votes.
I thought it had 55. 55.
He has it. We're not even worried about that. Then Texas. If he can swing Texas and pull out Texas, he don't need Ohio.
Texas, but the thing about it is, like, Texas,
Ohio.
Trump needs Texas to survive.
He needs Florida to survive.
So he needs Texas and Florida to survive. If he
He gonna
doesn't,
take Mississippi.
Of course.
He gonna have Mississippi. He can have it. That's my home state. I cannot. I don't for the life of me. I don't understand.
oh dang! I'm
But
sorry,
he
Jay.
can have
I'm sorry.
Mississippi, because that's that good old boys club
Right.
down there. And shout out to Mike Espy who's running. And I pray that he gets that seat that he's running for. I think it's congressman. It's a seat that Mike Espy's running for. But other than that, I mean, we're not going to fare well, in Mississippi. That's a red state. It's going to
Right.
be a red state.
Right.
Historically, Ohio is a red state.
Right.
But Cuyahoga County swings blue. And that's why they always say, so goes
That's why
Ohio, so goes the White House.
Right. So because Cuyahoga County, and what do you think about Kamala coming down this Saturday to Cuyahoga County to the Board of Elections to try to see what do you think that did for the Biden-Harris campaign?
Well, I heard she didn't even know where she was.
She didn't even know, like this.
She didn't even know she was in Cleveland.
Like she walking. She out here having a walk rally. Trump, he got thousands in a football field having rallies.
But
And
you know
they're
what?
dying of
You know what?
coronavirus
But
in
you
the
know
same
what?
thing.
Some of them people were paid.
Okay, but they
To
did.
come there.
But
They were
did.
paid.
But
They were
when Biden
paid.
show up, nobody does.
But you know what?
No.
in Atlanta today,
Well, wait.
in Atlanta today, there's like a 2-hour wait to get into the Biden.
Biden thing. Just because.
A 2-hour wait.
Let
and
me-
it doesn't start till 7.
Hold on.
They looking real booty.
Well, hold on. We have to remember still, we are still in a pandemic. Herman Cain died at one of Trump's rallies because of the
And they didn't say
coronavirus.
nothing about that, man.
And the thing about it is, like last night, they had people stuck outside in the cold at one of Trump's rallies. Old people, senior citizens. So just because there's a lot of people there at those particular rallies, he needs more people to vote for him because of the simple fact of the matter is this insane monster of a man is about to lose. And we all know that this jerk.
On Saturday, how many people was down there?
I wasn't down there,
For
sir.
Kamala? Oh, I don't know. I didn't see.
But
the
the,
numbers.
but the line was around the block. The thing about the Board of Elections was around the block. You want to see more people. We're in a pandemic. People are getting sick. They don't want to get sick and die for these things.
They're saying Trump is embellishing his numbers.
Right.
His
He
rallies-
always does it. He did it
His
with
rallies are not
as
what
big
he's
as they
saying.
are.
Yeah, they're adding to the numbers. So I mean, it's really like, yeah.
Yeah, you can't add to those particular numbers.
But
He just like the inauguration. I think somebody put up a picture of the Cavaliers parade,
It was
the
big.
championship parade for Trump's inauguration. Like, wait a minute, there was too many wine and orange colors down there. Yeah.
and they even said that he cut out some of the scene from the Cavs parade and
Right.
put it in his
Right.
inauguration. But I don't think, and let me rephrase that. He's not going to win. I'm putting it out there now. He's not going to win. So, with that mindset being said, and we know that we're going to have a new president come January 1st, 2021, this is where Black agenda needs to be written, and we need to hold these people accountable. And remember, I went on the rant when Joe Biden came here, and he had, and the council people were there when they were over at Case Western Reserve.
Uh-huh.
Remember what I said? That council had the ear of the next president.
Uh-huh.
They had the ear. What did they say? What did they do? What was that conversation? Do they realize who they had in the room with them? So with us knowing that this country is moving in a new trajectory,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to have a new president,
Mm-hmm.
this is where the agenda for Black America needs to come out. We need to start mounting up the troops now. We need to identify who's going to sit at the table, who's going to work.
Not at the kitty table either.
Not at the kitty
The
table.
big
I
boy
don't want-
table,
I
the
wanna
big-
sit at
the
big
man-
girl. I want to sit at the big girl's table.
Right.
And
The
I want to
dog
talk
table.
business. But it's not going to happen. Because you know why? All these old guards are in the way. They're in the way.
See, this is it's not like I always say about Trump. It's not Trump itself; it's his supporters that get on my nerves. Sometimes it's the people that hold on to these old guards because they're still getting the little crumbs that they give them out of them.
It's just to feel the need for power.
Right.
You don't have power. We don't know how to pass the torch. It's time to
It's
pass the
because
baton.
people-
You've ran your leg in the race. You've ran it. It's time to go sit down.
Because they're still holding on to, because there's still lightweight greed and power there. If they don't have these particular positions, what are they going to do? They're going to fade away. Maybe they don't have the
It's
skills.
selfish. It's selfish.
Of course it's selfish, but
Selfish. And I know a lot of old guards that are selfish.
it-
A lot of them.
it's selfish and it's self-preservation. What talent do they have? Can they adjust? When you see somebody keep getting the same government positions, I'm not going to say this person's name, used to be a councilman, used to run for mayor, now you're on this seat, back and forth to the same government particular jobs and just
What are you talking about?
Listen.
You talking about Ken Johnson?
I'm not talking about Ken Johnson. He's second on my mind, but I'm talking about somebody else that's on somebody else's staff that used to be the councilman.
You talking about Zach?
I'm not talking about Zach. Yeah, he comes to mind, but I'm not talking about him neither. I'm keeping the name silent because he works on a judicial. I keep saying judicial staff of a judge that was just elected last year. He was the councilman. He's been running. He ran for mayor. This and that. Sometimes you get sick of the same people running around in public life.
Why can't I figure out who this person is?
You figure it out you'll figure it out later. You figure it out. Something like that. Something like that. You close,
Oh, you talking about Jim
You know what? You said it, I didn't.
Johnson?
Whoops.
That's what you talking about?
Hey,
Because I know you wouldn't come for my boy, Zach.
Zach Reed?
That's my boy.
I ain't coming for Zach.
Yeah, don't come for Zach.
Wasn't he in Ward? Wasn't he the councilman in Ward too before Bishop took over?
Yep.
Okay then. Tell him to stop drinking on the job.
Hey. Don't talk about him. Don't
You
talk
can
about
bring
Reed.
Zach here. We be
Don't talk
cool.
about Reed.
We cool.
Talk
But
about Reed.
the thing
He
about
a
it,
touch, but he all right.
most of these people are.
He touched for real.
But
He touched. He is. He know it.
so speaking of, you might want to talk to his brother Brad Sellers because according to Nakia Jones,
I saw that.
and
I saw
they
that.
messing with her pension and stuff like that, and she all long left Warrensville, and they been accusing the
Still
chief and
after
everything.
her.
Yeah, they still after her.
Mhm.
So
She's going through. She's having a hard time.
mhm,
Just leave her alone. Give her what it is that she rightfully deserves.
right,
Do not crucify her because she spoke out. And to me, she spoke out at the right time. And everything that she spoke about is truth. So don't hold that over her because she came out and spoke her truth. Leave her be. Give
yeah,
her
true,
what she
true.
rightfully deserves. She earned that. Let her live her life. Quit blocking and get out of her way.
Hey,
You know, and people all, you know,
Yeah.
they've really been messing with her, and I see her lives, and you know, she's very emotional,
Right.
and you know, I feel bad for her because she only did what she thought was right, and it was right. But there's a saying that says, God always says, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm.
right.
They need to understand that she is a prophet.
Mhm.
God is going to right the situation for her. So whatever it is that they're doing to her and whatever it is that you owe her, let her have it. Give it to her.
I say this to whatever's going on in Warrensville. If you are, and I don't know Mayor Brad Sellers, you know, I met him a couple of times. Good guy, nice guy. Whatever situation's going on with Miss Jones, let her have it because karma has a way of screwing. Karma,
don't take long.
God, it don't take long. God and karma has a way of pretty much blowing your whole life up. So
Leave her be.
if
She still has a life.
right, if she still has a life, whatever going on, you can't listen. I'm saying this. Let her have it. Let her, like what Jay said, let her have it. And I'm like on like just to make this problem go away, to make her not say anything on social media, to make people not talk about you in any type of media, press, or anything at all. Just let her have what she get, whatever have
But
what
she
she
has a
got.
right to speak her truth.
Yes.
She's speaking truth to power. She has a right to do that. They cannot silence her. They should not be trying to silence her.
Just-
because if you didn't have anything to hide, you wouldn't be going through all of this just to keep her quiet.
True. You could, you, and you shouldn't.
Leave her be. Let her
Let
live.
her go. Let it go, man. Let it go.
Let her live.
Let it go. Let it live.
She's gone.
Let it live.
She left Warrensville. She's in another state. Just leave her be. Give her what she rightfully deserves. Just give it to her.
Right.
This is what I mean by our
Natalie.
protect our
Right.
freedom.
Well, Natalie Fitton said there's some of us old people that don't agree or support with the old timers, maybe myself, namely myself. What's up, Bobby Keck? What's up, Lawrence, Picture Man, Kraft, and Dr. Richard Montgomery. Again, thank you, Mariah, going out to Euclid during the press conference. I saw you inboxed me, and I saw it, and I thank you again. Yeah, it's the thing about it is like with any type of leadership, when I mean, even the dinosaurs died off. I mean, they became fossils. So let it go and let some new ideas progress into this country.
But they don't want to.
That's the problem with greed. That's like I said, the only thing that has never been discriminated against is money. Green, the almighty dollar. You know it and I know it. And every American knows it. That's the only thing that has never been discriminated against is money. And that's all they understand. The
But
lobbyists
that's
want
the
money.
root of all evil for a lot
But
of people.
You
That's the root
Preach.
of all evil.
Preach.
I mean, you know, even with, you know, Mariah going off on Aaron Phillips.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, Sure House, shout out to Aaron Phillips. You know, I was in the church Sunday. You know, the thing about it is we have, like I said, everybody, okay, I'm going to make this clear. I go to Sure House. I've been a member of Sure House ever since 2014. Well, no, ever since 2015. I worship with the choir and everything. Do I sing and I worship the Lord. Now, do I agree with every single thing that Pastor Phillips does? Hell no, I don't. Let me explain why. He met me in the trenches. He knows what I'm about. He knows that I have a radio show. He knows that I agree with some things. I disagree with others. So don't, like, everybody wants to lump, oh, you're with Pastor Phillips because you agree. No, the thing about it is like Pastor Phillips, and to be honest with you, there are some guests that have been on here because Pastor Phillips recommended to come on this show. And I tell Pastor Phillips, when you recommend a candidate that you back up on this show, you have no control over it. This is the headline show. This is Larry H. Gardner, the Queen with the Gold Mic show. And whatever question that I ask him, I'm going to ask him. And he understands that as an African American man and an African American pastor, whatever you think of his tactics, those do not reflect on me or this show. And please don't try to make it personal. This is the thing about it is just like anything with media and everything else like that is business. Is a business. It's not personal. My personal beliefs sometimes don't coincide with his. Sometimes my personal beliefs don't coincide with some of the people out here with all these damn conspiracy theories. But I digress.
These people have so many conspiracy theories. They make up so much stuff.
That's the problem. See, the thing about it is they make up stuff to whip themselves into a frenzy. And just like Trump, they believe their own lies that everything is actual factual. When it's not, it's not.
But I'm gonna say this, and then they'll probably say it's a conspiracy theory, you know. But I said earlier, and I think I might have said it last week on the air. The closer we got to election, the closer the cases were gonna go up.
And they have.
And I said on Thursday,
right,
we're gonna be teeter-tottering on purple. Are we not?
We are. We had red today. How many cases have gone up? Listen, I'm not even talking about those cases right now.
And they're saying the reason why there's so many cases, there's an influx in cases, is because people are staying inside and turning on their heat.
Okay.
I get it because that air just circulating around.
Right.
Well, it's like out in the summertime around the 4th of July when it was all hot and everybody was indoors and they said the central air was circulating.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Listen,
So,
this is whole.
I knew that the closer we got to the election cycle or election day, the higher the cases would go.
Right.
I called it. Now they're teeter-tottering on whether or not they're going to shut down. If we hit purple tomorrow, there's talks of shutting down Ohio again.
Well, yeah, I mean, and oh, by the way, guess holla.
May shut down again if Cuyahoga County hits purple.
See what I'm saying?
Right. Man, this is nuts. And here's the thing. Halloween is this weekend. So there's nothing, no trick-or-treating, nothing.
This is the ultimate setup. Halloween is on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Tuesday, we know. This is crazy.
Did I not call it?
Like, listen.
Did I not call it?
You and Jesus. I don't know how, but yeah, so I'm like this. I'm waiting for it to go. I've been listening to the reports. I've been wearing my mask. I've been doing everything.
And I wear a mask because I have to because you know, the industry that I'm in. But you know, because of the industry I'm in, you know, we get information that necessarily the public don't get. We get it when the public doesn't get it. So if you think that Governor DeWine is telling you guys the truth, he's not. Because if you look at a lot of things, some places, I think it might have been Gordon, your cousin, said he went to Metro thinking he had to be checked for temps and everything, and they didn't do any of that to him.
Right. Yeah. He did. He put it on there like, what happened? And I didn't call him because I already knew that he, when you Pop C Cleveland, my cousin Gordon, and his church, Pop C Cleveland, when we bring him onto the show, we probably have to lock the doors for real. I might have to get security again.
You probably will have to.
Because there's gonna be some angry people.
And even some of these restaurants, even though they have the plexiglass, you don't have to wear a mask.
That's crazy. Here's the thing. I gotta admit, last night I did go to
I saw you.
a strip club.
You went to the strip club.
Yeah, and they had the strippers were wearing masks. Mask and tassels. So yeah, I stayed on there I stayed there for like 30 minutes. I had to go.
You ain't gotta explain how long you stayed. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't try to make that like you was in there. You was in there.
Like he was in and out, right?
You gotta been there.
He had a few little dollars, making it rain.
So for the private investigator that's been investigating me, yeah, I was there, and I just admitted it on there.
You have a PI on you?
Probably I do. I think somebody's been following me about certain things that in my aspect of my lifetime, and there's some people like I said, there's some people that don't like what I say or what we say on this show that have been dipping in my personal life to the point where it's trying to affect the relationship between me and my son. I'm leaving it at that because of the simple fact of the matter is you don't like the fact that we're on air.
That's why he came here with that suit on.
Is that what it is? So you got a PI? Somebody really put a PI?
I think somebody put a
So you feel like you followed?
yeah.
Really?
Everybody gets that feeling.
Always feel like
Right, hit it, T.
Somebody's watching me.
Shout out to the kid singing this right now.
So you really think you got a PI?
I think I do. I ain't gonna lie. I think I do, and I'll put it out there for anybody. And I please go back and tell that. Thank you very much. Just run.
No, don't go run and tell. Just
leave folk alone. Well, business.
Stay out of folk business.
See, the problem with they don't want to stay out of the business is that they're scared of, because I'm not saying the things that they want me to say. I'm not going to say not to vote, or I'm going, and some of you people who say that, some of you leaders that ran for stuff, I'm not calling your name out. I'm not going to do that. But like I said, some of you guys, again, that are saying not to vote for the president or vice president of the United States, or your vote doesn't count. And
you're one person I was really surprised.
Yeah, but there's been others. And there's been others that have been saying the same thing. But you ran for stuff. You are precinct captains. Some of you are want to be precinct captains or want to be, precinct committee people, leaders in the community. You're saying not to vote at all. Really? How crazy?
How does that work?
The thing about it is they're trying to be activists and advocates, and I'm seeing these posts on Facebook, and I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to start unfriending you. I'm not going to argue back with you on your post or you trying to draw me into a conversation by tagging my name into something. I'm just going to click the delete button and start deleting, because I have no. You have 5,000 friends. I'm at like 4,982. Probably going to be dropped off when I leave here, so who cares? But
I just don't,
tired of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Your view is your view, and whatever you say, and that's how you feel. That's how you feel. But don't try to persuade me to feel the way that you do. And just because you don't agree with what I say doesn't make you right. Doesn't make me wrong, and vice versa. That's what we call a democracy.
See, the thing about it is, right, but we have a wannabe dictator in office. That's why he needs to walk. So let's look at a couple of races, and we usually do the predictions. Do you want to do some predictions of what's going on?
I didn't endorse any candidates this election cycle, because you start, endorsing people, and some people that I've endorsed, I gotta thank you, we appreciate it, if you ever need, just some people I didn't even get as much as a thank you. So this election cycle, I chose not to endorse anyone other than the presidential candidates.
Okay, so the issue, first of all, we're gonna go. The issue 68
No,
is not passing.
No.
With reason,
no,
so it's not passing.
no.
So we voting against the kids right now.
It's not about voting against the kids. I don't think that Cleveland has enough home ownership for that levy to pass.
All right.
And I know it's only going to increase it by $7 or something like that, or something. If I read it correctly, it's $7 extra on your taxes. But I think, Eric, you need to find that money somewhere else. You're building all these new schools around here. There's got to be, you need to cut some salaries. You're too top heavy, Eric Gordon. You're too top heavy. Start cutting some salaries, and looking at that restructuring. But I don't think 68 is gonna pass. No. What you got? What else?
The Lisa Forbes versus Ray Heaton for judge.
Lisa
All right. Rick Bell versus Wanda Jones.
Jones.
Jennifer Brunner versus Judy French.
Don't know.
Marsha Fudge versus Laverne Gore.
That's gonna be kind of tight. I'm not in. I don't know. I know Laverne's all over Cleveland. I know that she's everywhere. Who else we got?
Well, Terrence Upchurch and Juanita Brent running unopposed.
Mm-hmm. Did you pull a ballot?
I'm trying to pull one now. It's been very, very hard. So
Any other levies?
no, that's pretty much about it. And there's been one. Who's running against O'Donnell?
I can't remember.
Is he win?
This is just how much I haven't really even taken a look at the ballot, because none of these people are impressing me, and none of them were worthy of my endorsement. And normally when I endorse somebody, and if I'm not mistaken, my last endorsements with Rob Richardson and all those guys, I think out of them, only 3 of the endorsements that I gave did not win their seats. Everybody else, they won.
All right, so.
And people think, somebody even said, and I'm going to go back to this again, ain't nobody listening to Jay Price. Okay. I'm going to see if they going to listen when we get you about that seat in Ward 2.
So I really have been paying attention to more judicial candidates a little bit more. So I think as far as those particular seats, I don't know if O'Donnell's going to win, and I think that Bruner may outlast Judy French. I think that that Wanda Jones and Rick Bell is going to be a dead heat.
I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't think so.
I just don't have I don't have a prediction. I do know one thing.
I think Wanda's she's gonna do it.
So
She's gonna do it.
As far as Laverne Jones going, Marsha Fudge,
Marsha definitely needs to go. She does.
She's going. She's like, the thing about it is, people say that Marsha needs to go, but Gore has been putting up a lot of signs. I can see that. I just does she have enough to? Oh, it'll be close. I mean, the Beverly. Let's be honest. The Goldstein. I love Beverly.
That was a debacle.
But the cookie cut, she was a cookie cutter candidate going up against a machine and Marsha Fudge. She was not going. She didn't have the guns to win.
She didn't have the treasure chest.
Right. Laverne has that push.
She does.
And now it's gonna be tight.
It's not gonna be easy for Marsha.
I mean,
and I didn't see where she was really
she wasn't even
campaigning.
That's the problem.
That's that arrogance. That is that cockiness and that arrogance.
You can't do that.
That just gets on my nerves. That she doesn't feel like she needs to get out here and campaign for the vote of the people.
So
imagine that.
So
there's an upset there. It's an upset that's well deserved.
Unless she says she's just tired of not like she just see, there's some people that are just tired of campaigning they'll vote your name in anyway, and you're just going to take the seat unless somebody just really pushes it to that particular point again. Say, you know what? If she got it, she got it. They're just tired of because campaigning is hard. You've seen the campaign trail. The only thing that slowed the campaign trail down is the pandemic, and even then, you had people still out here running around at these crazy rallies. And you're right. There have been paid people for the Trump rallies to be in it. It's got like your soul worth $150. Okay, for the one $150. That's how they. I saw an ad on Facebook like now the Trump Pence supporters $150.
You're paying.
They was looking for African American people.
To pay them $100.
On $150, $150.
To do what?
Be in the crowd.
Be in the crowd. But where Trump Pence at, be in the crowd. You like you gonna really let's just I'm gonna say this to the people that got paid $150. Medical bills are higher than $150. Just letting you know, they higher than $150.
And this election is just not about a person, a Democrat or a Republican. It's not about that. It's bigger than that now. It's the issues that are weighing the American people down. The unemployment rate, healthcare costs. It's more than that. It's more than just a Democrat-Republican race. We have so many systemic issues that we need to address, until it's just like, I don't know.
The thing about it is like, and as far as the presidential race is concerned, for the past,
I'm calling it.
For the past 4 years, ever since I started this show back in 2016, I said Trump, he needed to go. He should have never been a candidate. He should have never went past the primary. He should have never been elected president. America is not only racist but sexist, and I said that before. Despite the fact that even though Hillary Clinton was a very, very bad candidate, was a bad candidate from the start.
Okay, I got a question. Is it true that Trump let out more blacks in prison from prison reform than any other president?
That is a very true statement. That is true.
Okay,
That's true.
Okay, that's all I had to ask you.
That's true.
So,
but he let them out on the premise of capturing the black vote. He didn't do it because he wanted to. He did it because he had an agenda for it. So he wanted to say, the black men, I let you out of prison, and if they put you there, I'm gonna let you back out. But the people that he pardoned, were they really worthy of a pardon? That's the act. That's the question. Right. That's the ask. Were they really worthy of that pardon? Because some pardons are not worthy, and they should have stayed where they were.
Also, Trump pardoned his buddies that were filled with corruption.
Mm-hmm. Especially Roger.
Yes.
Yeah. Roger Stone, he should have stayed his crazy ass in there. Right.
But that's how they stick together, though.
Right.
So, with him doing that, pardon African Americans, he just did it for his own agenda. That was an agenda item. If I do this, I do this, and I do this. And that's why some of these people that are brainwashed are saying that he's done more for the African Americans than the president since Abe Lincoln. And I just don't see where
he has done anything. The thing about it is like the prison reform.
He hasn't done anything that's directly affected me and my community.
Right, no, he hasn't. So stop believing that bullshit. I'm trying not to cuss because the kid here.
Don't believe the hype and
don't believe the
banana in the
Thank you. So, like I said, in the past 4 years, I said that Trump was a bad leader. It is shown throughout these past 4 years that he's a bad leader. So the thing about it is, I'm gonna say this. There's November 4th. I will be here. Either I'm gonna be cussing and fussing and the storm and saying death to America, or I'm gonna be contrite. Don't be contrite. I'm gonna be contrite. The thing about it is like, so if the thing about it is like, I want to be contrite. Otherwise, in there, if my choice is not the next president, I'm gonna be wearing all black.
This is a long shot. This is a long shot. If by chance that Biden does not pull this off, and if by chance the current occupant stays in that seat, black people, y'all better get to work. You heard it from her. You heard it from her.
And also that goes double, triple for me. Like I said, I'll be in here wearing. I'll be wearing all. If that happens, I'm going to be wearing. I'm probably. I will wear a hoodie. I will wear a hoodie in this mug. I swear for God, I will.
You better get to work.
All right. So the thing about it is, like I said before, get to the polls on November 3rd and vote. We are fighting for the survival of this country. That's why I'm playing this.
We need to change the narrative, and we need to reverse the trajectory of this country.
Exactly. If nobody tells you that they love you today, I do. Thank you for tuning in, Natalie. Thank you very much.
We'll be back next Wednesday with a new president.
We'll be back.
Woohoo.